Hey folks, it's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Also home to the best MJ community. Today is Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. It's October 11th. Hope you're well. And in this video, we're going to be discussing the stock Curaleaf, specifically CURA on the CSE. We're going to be discussing their upcoming Q3 2023 earnings and their uplisting news to the TSX. And we're going to do a preview. We'll look at the analyst estimates. We'll do some technical analysis, my thoughts and opinions, and what to expect in the days, weeks ahead in terms of price action. Before we get to it though, make sure to smash the like. I would appreciate it very much. It helps support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. Also, make sure to give Power Group a follow on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So again, the handle for that is @GroupPow. So Curaleaf to report third quarter 2023 financial and operational results. The company will announce its results and financial and operating results for the third quarter ended September 30th, 2023, after market close on November 9th, 2023. Management will also host a conference call and audio webcast that afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, consisting of prepared remarks followed by a question and answer session related to the company's operational and financial highlights. For interested individuals unable to join the call, you can access a dial-in replay of the call, and that'll be available until November 16th, 2023. So all the details are in there. If we take a look at the analyst estimates in terms, and this is on the OTC, so we're talking about US dollars. So you can see here last quarter came in at 338.58 million, and they were forecasting 338.95 million. So slight miss, but pretty much came in line with what analysts were expecting. And then in terms of EPS forecasts last quarter, they were forecasting negative 0.042. So they were expecting a loss, and they came in with a slightly bigger loss than expected at negative 0.09 EPS, earnings per share. So for this quarter, and it says November 6th here, but it's actually incorrect. So it just hasn't updated yet, but they're forecasting 340.31 million in terms of revenue, which is a slight increase from the previous estimate and the actual for last quarter. And then EPS is forecasted at negative 0.0588. So they are expecting a bigger loss, but they are expecting it to be better than what the actual was last quarter. And if you take a look at 340 million, I did a video on it. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out with co-founder and executive chairman Boris Jordan, that they've already paid over $340 million to the US government under 280E. And we know that rescheduling is potentially happening here. We know that the DEA has to come back with a sign off on HHS's recommendation of Schedule 3. If that were to happen, that would remove that 280E barrier, which means that 340 million that went to the US government under that punitive tax code would go to their bottom line. Imagine what the company would be able to do, right? They even mentioned in that video, you can check it out. If you just go to my YouTube channel, go on videos, and then search Curaleaf, you'll see here they talk about already paying a dividend. So MJ stocks went dividend. He said that Boris Jordan said that these companies, MJ companies, are going to be high cash flowing businesses, and he thinks dividends would already they think they would already be paying a dividend if it weren't for 280E. Just imagine that, right? So if 280E gets removed from a rescheduling, which I think is a very high chance of passing, then the sky's the limit, and it's possible that they may acquire another company as well with all that money that would be hitting their bottom line, like I said, and not going to the US government. And then if we take a look at the MJ Biz Daily article, US MJ company Curaleaf moves to list on Canada's TSX. So we know that this is kind of a trend that started. TerraSend, which has a big investment from Canopy Growth, uplisted to the TSX to improve the company's odds of attracting institutional investment. And then same thing here. They said that Curaleaf said that uplisting to the TSX will provide greater access to broader set of global institutional investors, offer custody solutions backed by US financial institutions, reduce volatility in our stock by having dedicated market makers, and make Curaleaf available for inclusion into indexes such as the TSX and MSCI, all to benefit our stakeholders, said Boris Jordan. So again, and then we're going to see uplisting to the NYSE. We're going to see, I did a video on that, the uplisting mania that's going to happen to the NYSE and the NASDAQ, right? Once we get, safer banking and rescheduling potentially, we're going to see, just one by one companies start to uplist to the TSX, but then it's going to be the NYSE and the NASDAQ, and that's when the floodgates are really going to open up, right? So there's so much to look forward to. We have the MJ Act up for review here in Canada. We have Germany coming online. We have Florida potentially on the ballot. The vote for that's November 8th. We have legalization of medical potentially. We have safer, and we have rescheduling. So there's never been been a better time to be involved in MJ, in my opinion. I'm so excited. I do believe that the bear market is over and that we're entering a new potential multi-year bull market. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything I write or anything that I say, right? So this is just my own thoughts and opinions. I'm super bullish on Curaleaf. Let me know in the comments below if you hold it in your portfolio. Smash the like if you're bullish. It's my top holding as a US MSO. It's my second biggest holding. If you haven't seen that video, I do a top 5 MJ holdings video, and then I did a separate video, my MJ portfolio breakdown, my entire holdings with percentages. So you can check that out. But I am super bullish on this company long term. They're going to potentially take over the European market as well. Curaleaf and Tilray are my top picks, and I really do think that these companies are going to be in the top 5, maybe even top 3 globally when all is said and done. But we'll take a look at the chart here. We did have a daily bear flag that was on watch. We had the high, low, lower high, and a lower low that's confirming. So we're now in a daily downtrend, and this increases the odds of a daily bear flag. A daily bear flag and bear flags in general are bearish continuation patterns. So when we're in a downtrend, that bearish continuation pattern has even more probability of playing out. When we're in an uptrend with higher lows and higher highs, then bull flags have a high chance of playing out, right? Those are bullish continuation patterns. So the fact that we're in a daily downtrend means you just take the Fibonacci tool, you go, I'll just draw it out here really quickly as well so that people understand. You just take the Fib tool, you go from high to the low, and then you move it out. You take your trend line from the high to the low there, you move it out to the 0.32 Fib, and it says we're targeting about $4.25 Canadian on the CSE. We got as low as $5.10. So from the low of the day today, we are now only less than 16% away. Doesn't mean that we have to get there, but there's a good chance that we will, right? It's just a matter of, technical analysis 101. This is basic. It's just data. And then we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, which is very close to happening. And you can see when the yellow is below the white, the shorter term is below the longer term exponential moving average. This is the same thing with moving averages as well. But in this case, it's the exponential. When that happens, when the shorter term is below the longer term and they cross, that's a bull cross. And look what happened. Tons of upside. And then people are like, oh, that just happened one time. Technical analysis is garbage. It doesn't work. Well, look at every other time it happened. Here, bear cross down, bull cross up, bear cross down, bull cross up, bear cross down, bull cross up, bear cross down, right? How can you say it doesn't work, right? It clearly works, and it's been working for decades, and it's not the end all be all. It's just when a bunch of indicators are saying we're going down, right? 8 to 10 indicators that are very, very, usually they indicate like you're very confident in, say, moving averages, bear crosses, and then exponential bear crosses and daily downtrends and bear flags. When all of these bearish signals and confluences are matching up, then we have more confidence that we're going down. When it's the flip side of that, when 8 to 10 indicators that we use that we're extremely confident in and that usually have a tendency of playing out and are a high odds of playing out, then, if there's all saying bull flag and uptrend in EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, then we're probably going up, right? So it's not the end all be all, but it's certainly looking like we could see a little bit more weakness, and all of the geopolitical tensions that are going on in the world right now certainly looks like we could see a little bit more weakness in the broader market, which would be headwinds for the MJ space and Curaleaf as well. And if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we are consolidating, but we're holding the weekly EMA 26 here on this pullback, but we are heading to daily oversold potentially here after coming off daily overbought, confirming a daily downtrend and the daily bear flag with a target of 425. If we take a look at the monthly time frame though, Curaleaf is standing out from the rest. You can see here we're already in a monthly uptrend. We have the low, high, higher low compared to this low, and then a higher high. So once we broke 568, we confirmed the monthly uptrend. Curaleaf is one of the only names that I've seen that's in a monthly uptrend. So the more names that do this, the better. The more US producers, the more Canadian producers, the more retailers, the more ETFs, the more bullish we are. So basically this is a gauge, right? This is a barometer and just kind of an example of what we want all of the other MJ stocks to do. And I really do think that we're entering a new era in MJ where we're going to see massive floodgates opening up as we get safer and uplisting and rescheduling. I really do think that the bear market is over, but we're holding this 10-week moving average. We could see a bear cross of the MACD on the weekly time frame, and we already saw a bear cross here on the stochastic. So again, adding more to that bearish thesis that we could see a little bit more downside in that bear flag target of 425 Canadian met. We are backtesting the 50 weekly moving average after getting above the 100 weekly but failing to close above it. Prove strong resistance. We're coming down, back testing the 50 weekly, which was previous resistance. So old resistance becoming new support, technical analysis 101. And we'll look to close this week over 520. If we don't, that 50 weekly moving average, then like I said, increases the odds that we're going down to that bear flag target of 425. We also had a golden cross with the 50-day below the 200-day moving average. When that happened last, that's when the Dems took control of the Senate on hopes of legalization. Price went from about $7 all the way up to 23. Then we had a death cross with the 50, the shorter term above the 200-day. When that happens, it's a death cross. Price went from about $15 down to $3. Now we're seeing a golden cross again, first time since back here in the summer of 2020. And we're way more beaten down than we were last time around. So again, the more names, we're starting to see golden crosses across the sector. We're starting to see monthly uptrends confirmed. So the more names that do so, the better. But I'm excited. I'm looking forward to their earnings. I'll be joining the conference call as well. I'll be covering their earnings. Let me know in the comments below if you think they're going to beat, you think they're going to miss. But let me know if you hold this in your portfolio. Is it, let me know your percentage. Is your top holding? Like I said, it's my second biggest holding. And I have never been more bullish on MJ and super bullish on Curaleaf long term. But again, not financial advice. This is for informational and entertainment purposes only. My own thoughts and opinions, and you should never buy anything because of anything that I say or write. All right, going to end it there. It's Rob with Cloud Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. If you could smash the like if you think I earned it today, share the video around. I would appreciate it, and we'll see you again on the next video.